afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only trusted source of propaganda. Your master of propaganda, of course. And of course, only trusted and sanctioned source of community entertainment. Any other source must be reported to the proper authorities. We're off here to 1 vs. 1 with the one, the only Redxwings, fighting for the Oberkommando West champion of the common man, if the common man was slightly insane. In the north, Havoc, lol, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, forming up here an elite battle group here from the 2nd Armored Division versus the south, Redxwings, with the 2nd Panzer Division. We got CoH2, Grand Offensive, and Scavenge with double Puma, wow. Medical supplies versus infantry, mechanized, and urban assault with tripling from there. Sturmpaniers, double Sturmpaniers for Redxwings with a Kubelwagen flowing up there. A bold and aggressive strategy of the Overcoast you rarely see. Certainly requires a lot more expert handling since you don't have the very much bullet spongy Volkskundiges who also have pretty good DPS. Right, they have the Sturmpaniers have to get within a close range point to have good DPS, but even then they can still surrender. Got the Kubelwagen, which, well, it's the Kubelwagen. It's still not particularly amazing. And I still, like, only in a few years managed to see one hit Veteran G5, and that was after the patch, because I think more by accident than anything managed to get to Veteran G5. So yeah, like, the Kubelwagen, it's a thing. And his first engagement relation was Rifle versus the Kubelwagen. Sturmpaniers might try and go for deep flank, so try and get into a sort of better fight position. There was the infantry, if they just charge it for here, they're going to get focused down. Sturmpaniers in the assault working out. We got a third Sturmpanier squad from Redxwings. I mean, this just keeps getting more interesting. I mean, apart would expect Firestorm for flamethrowers and other stuff. He could go for Scavenge, I guess. And there's always Grand Offensive, I suppose. Maybe some Panzers to work with all of this, well, already very non-standard madness here, which seeing explode from Redxwings. Like flowers exploding from a magician's sleeve. Or rabbits exploding from his hat. Wait, do magicians usually explode the things? Actually, maybe it's just my magicians. Anyways, fixing up the Kubelwagen here. More Sturmpaniers out there for Redxwings. Rather than going for the car, he's just looking to disrupt Redxwings' resource income there. Force him to sort of keep running after his men. Cheeky play there by Havoc, definitely. And there you go, triple Sturmpaniers descending upon the Riflemen. And the Riflemen just run because obviously they're not going to try and fight against that unless they have a death wish. Moving up here in the eastern side, Riflemen moving up here, Racing sitting through the centre. We've got there the Lieutenant on the way there for Havoc, standard stuff there. Compared again with Redxwings' very non-standard stuff. Sturmpaniers on the eastern side, got the fuel on the west reconnected. Racing's about to engage the Mächtiger Kubelwagen. Engaging there with its MG34 there on the back. Mines being laid down there, more folks there for Redxwings. Sturmpaniers moving in. So we actually get some folks out there for Redxwings. That's exciting, but I mean, at least it still has 3 Sturmpanier squads. I mean, it's still kind of out there. We got a 5th car flying up there for Havoc. Aggressive to help deal with the infantry. Sturmpaniers of the Lieutenant, quickly sort of backing off. They could try and charge hit again across a lot of negative cover. The Sturmpaniers will take too many casualties from the Lieutenant first. He's going to get more troops out. They've got Sturmpaniers getting the rifle there. Low on health for the Sturmpaniers to actually be able to clear out there for the house. So you do have a lot of light cover there. Havoc's going to have to fall back swiftly. The Sturmpaniers taking a lot of damage. If he had gone here for assault, the Firestorm, he could have flamethrowers maybe ready here, but he doesn't. Also, he might just be using the munitions and other stuff. Anyway, Sturmpaniers under assault. Fire here. We got Sturmpaniers to support the Kubelwagen in the east. Folks moving in there. They're just sort of standing about. He grabbed the car point close to his base. And then you go using the Kubelwagen to push back the Riflemen and push them out, so they can't effectively fire back the Sturmpaniers. A bit cheeky, but you know. I guess whatever it takes to make the Sturmpaniers work a bit better. Truck flying out there for Redxwings. Could be mechanized. Could be battle group headquarters. I mean, it does have double Puma bulletins. So I mean, mechanized would be a very sort of, shall we say, natural pick to support that. Grab the western point here. Back here, troops reinforcing. Might see some medical supplies. There we go indeed. Truck out there. The Schwerer Wehrmacht-Schlepper. Got the victory point there. Meanwhile, Havoc securing the centre there for America, freedom, democracy. Back here, troops healing reinforcing. There you go, mechanized regiment for Redxwings. Relations are heading the western field point instead. He's going to have to immediately launch a counterattack to reclaim that, though elements nearby are going to be a bit short there. Moving towards the eastern munitions. Could also, in fact, kind of threaten the connection he has there to the eastern fuel. It's a good play there by Havoc. Good play. I mean, he's got overall larger numbers, and the field skins will mostly just dictate this. So Redxwings can have to pull off some really good attacks that way. Leverage the, in theory, superior firepower of the Sturmpanzer and get the closeness to do some heavy damage that way, rat Havoc. But whether they can do it or not is another matter. I'm trying to following up there for Havoc. He's got double fifth covers out, and we got tank traps up here with barbed wire. And we got Scavenge there for Redwings, so no Firestorm, no Flammenwerfer. Instead we got Jaegers and possibly an Ostwind. Possibly a lot, actually. There's another Sturmpanzer is up close, quickly routed. Rather than also taking heavy damage. Again, up close to Sturmpanzer do have enough sufficient fire to really be affecting like this low numbers. But again, the trick is getting the Sturmpanzer close, and in most cases people don't bother because why get Sturmpanzer have to put in a lot of effort? You can just get a bunch of Volksgrenadiers and, you know, not have to put in nearly as much effort. M20 out there for Havoc. Back here, Mechanized Regiment stand still. Got Jaegers out there. He's certainly just a bit short on fuel there, though theoretically not too far off either of them. Say a Kubelwagen, not a Kubelwagen, but a Lux or a Puma. I mean, he can get the Kubelwagen now, but it would be a bit special. They went to go for one, a bit special. So he's defending the fuel point here, though, of course. It's not, again, like they're great defenders, again, due to their weak long-range DPS. They're not great defenders unless he can somehow manage up in the position where his opponent doesn't see them, so he can draw them into short range. But he's not exactly doing that. But there you go, attempt to flank up behind the 5th cavalry here. Not bad. Cool one then, near repairs, and there you go. I'm trying to go in for the Sturmpanzer here. No Panzer Strikes here, that's for sure. Folks was upgraded with the Stuttgart 44. There you go, 5th cavalry and the Sturmpanzer here. Need to flank them, need to deal with it. If you can steal that, of course, would be great for Redwings. Sturmpanzer need to get out now. They caught him dead. The crossfire between the M20 and the 5th cavalry there. Coolbang almost good to go there. I mean, he's been able to keep it alive for that long, so I guess that's something. Go a bit slow here with the full to the flank. We got Jaegers joining us as well there. Small chance of taking out the 5th cavalry there, I think. Small, but not entirely non-existent. But it is small. And there you go. He retreats before that. He can soon go for the Lux, but of course the question if he wants to go for the Lux, he wants to go for the Puma, since again he does have double Puma bulletins. Jaegers there's the Rifleman. Sturmpanzer Lieutenant. Oh, chance across negative cover. The Sturmpanzer doesn't pay attention. Again, he easily takes a lot of damage from the assault rifles. Good work there. M20 charging in there. He can go for the Lux now, but of course he might just want to go for the Puma instead, since again that's clearly what he's aiming for. Beyond that, it's hard to say what exactly Redwings' aim is. I mean, triple Sturmpanzers is just very rare as a strategy, and again, just requires so much more to work. But it can be surprisingly effective if you can make it work, since most players don't tend to handle Sturmpanzers well. So if you use them correctly, you can do a lot of damage. But again, it requires a lot more effort, it requires a lot more handling of the assault rifles and the effective ranges and so on. Then there might still be something extra the Sturmpanzers need down the road. But there you go, Puma halfway down there, Kuban catching the 5th cavalry sets up here, blazing in there. Troops running in here, Redwings very much in the defense. He's waiting for the Puma to sort of bust him out of this prison of democracy and freedom that Havoc is enacting around him. As he control the victory points on the field point here to Havoc, which is obviously not good for Redwings. And there you go, 234-2 up there for Redwings and the 2nd Panzer Division. Puma blazing forwards here. Going here for the Greyhound, shoots, gets a good hit there. Rifleman routed. Cool one being fixed up again. Half 8 of it's need 2. Back here, troops healing reinforcing for Redwings. And there you go, Lieutenant versus the Volksgrenadiers here. Bazooka flying, misses the Volksgrenadiers quite a bit. Charging weapons to the Kugelwagen to the fuel point. Got the Puma flying away there with its main gun. Taking hits there from the Lieutenant's bazooka though, piercing the frontal arm of the Puma. There you go, Kugelwagen going for the Asians in the west. Can it do the job, or will it need a bit of support here? They're taking a lot of damage to the Asians already, but Asians are now taking a lot of damage to the Kugelwagen. Closing in Vetchini 2, which really doesn't do a lot for its ability to actually fight the enemy. There you go, he might actually lose the Kugelwagen to the Echelon squad. Or does it survive? Oh, it doesn't. It was a close one there, but didn't quite pan out there for Redwings in the end. Bit of in support, they would have done the trick, but too late for that now. That is in the past. The future involves no Kugelwagens. Sturmpanzer need to fall back. I mean, they're sort of doing damage to the 5th cavalry, but I don't think to really hit it from the other side. He's not feel like he's just wasting manpower there, to be honest. It's a bit of a pointless engagement otherwise. Back here, reinforcement, bit of healing also like to happen. Puma there sort of hanging back. Jaeger's moving to the east side. Havoc's gone for the captain here, so he's not rushing for medium armor, which I suppose is a small relief there for Redxwings. He might have actually done that because of the Puma, because he's worried about it. And so rather than risk the Puma actually becoming a problem, he sort of tries to lock it down, I think, fast with anti-tank guns, giving Redxwings more time to prepare for actual armor, which would always be a problem for him. There he goes, second Jaeger squad out there, so triple Sturmpioneers, front Volksgun in double Jaegers. This is definitely not your usual Oberkommando vest. I will say this, I'm seeing a lot more players trying out Scavenge. I think it's the important to realise again. The Oberkommando vest Osprey is, you know, good as well like the Wehrmacht one, but it's just, again, mostly you haven't used in ages after they sort of nerfed the Jaegers and some other bits, but again, with the Osprey sort of good enough, the rest sort of starts looking better as well once more, so there does seem to be sort of a shift towards it, though whether or not it's sort of more of a permanent thing is harder to say. Or it's just going to be like, you know, there's a brief interest and then sort of gets forgotten, like, you know, whatever fad preceded it. Graham needs some fuel on there, good work with Redxwings. Havoc always came up with pressure. We got Mechanized out for Havoc, for America, Freedom and Democracy. Cavalry Riflemen, half tracks, mortar half tracks, dart trucks, and of course combined arms, though you rarely have ever seen that one. Just got to force get out of there before they get wiped. Captain with his BAR in hand, moving towards the car fine there. Back here, troops reinforcing. Almost got the eastern fuel. Jaegers skirmishing a bit there with the armies. Havoc there waiting whatever's going to happen next. So with the 2nd Armoured Division back here, nothing further going on. No sign of tech up yet. Again, he has the resource. He could also go for the anti-tank guns. Light damage on the M20, but nothing really stops it. Car fine hit there. Good work by Havoc. Jaegers was the rifle backed up the Sturmpans and the Puma. That's going to be a loss there for the rifle. In fact, they've had close getting wiped out. And there you go. Jaegers pretty much just execute them. No chance of survival. Sturmpans are flanking up using the headed cover there. Now flanking the 5th caliber. Jaegers might have a chance of doing sufficient damage to the Sturmpaniers and the marksman rifles. M20 moving in there. We got a mine down here from Havoc, by the way. Thumbs up there. Nice to see some M6 anti-tank mines out there. Someone who has the courage and the guts to use them. Return them moving ahead. Back here, troops reinforcing. Puma with 3 kills, capturing westwards. Jaegers hiding in ambush. Ready to ambush. That unsuspecting 50 caliber machine gun. There you go. Quickly cutting it down. We're down to less than half health. There we go. Forcing Havoc to retreat immediately. Successful defend the west. Eastern fuel on the Sturmpans needs to retreat before they get wiped out. In the centre, got the Puma there, pushing back the M20, ground the centre victory point. Western fuel on this being seized. There's Havoc overall just, you know, trying to keep Redxwings unbalanced, so just trying to do as much damage as possible without, you know, getting himself caught up in really pointless engagements, which is definitely the best he can do until he gets out some tanks. But again, he's gone for the captain, but we're not really seeing anything captainish out of it. I mean, no anti-tank guns, nothing. Meanwhile, Redxwings there. Going for another truck. I'm guessing it's going to be a scrap hunted quarters. So, I mean, with this doctrine, they do not have a Command Panther stall option. The Osprey does require tech, so it kind of has to go there. We got Rifle 50 coming up. Pitfalls are trying to hold them back. Put on their own, though. They quickly get suppressed here by Havoc. Superior firepower for the machine gun. Redxwings having none. They certainly lack something to deter Havoc from some of these assaults. And he would benefit a lot from an MG34. M20 falling back here for Havoc. Grabbing Eastern Pony, Jaegers pushing the rest. Got the Puma moving up as well here. Back here, troops in reinforcing, moving forwards with the triple Sturmpioneer. Can't being flanked here. Jaegers moving up. Troops in reinforcing. Truck remaining silent. There goes M20 moving up, flanking up here behind the captain again. Puma, I'm guessing it's sort of firing its faction machine gun if it's sort of headed within line properly, I guess, but doing nothing there. Getting up in front here, the door, but there's only one window bar away. Plus, of course, they have to retreat. They're going to have to retreat more or less for a VR away. It's going to increase the chance of just getting murdered on retreat, and that's exactly what happens here. Jaegers joining in the fun. Nice work there. By the way, got a bar dropping out the window, but as you might notice here, this doesn't have it specifically selected. It might be a bit tricky to notice. But you need to select it to sort of make it hard to notice. But anyways, even there, it's sort of a bit tricky to see there if you're not sort of expecting it. But again, sometimes you do get wiped inside a building, and they do occasionally just sort of somehow drop the weapon out the window. Like they're somehow expecting some nearby passing civilian to sort of adopt it like someone's, you know, stray child. Please adopt my BAR! Raise it like the father I never could be. Okay? Well, you know, whatever they say in French. I don't speak French, by the way. I'm sure none of you guessed. We turn to grab the point here. Rifleman there. Ooh, lost another 50 caliber there. That's sending some heavy casualties there for Havoc and the 2nd Armored Division. Popping in entrenchment, might get hit there with a Panzerfaust. Who's going to rush in there, maybe? Jaegers there, trying to ambush, but instead they stand out like a sore thumb. At a dentist conference. Puma they're going for the M20, almost got it. Rifleman close being wiped out as well. And there got another significant blow here to Havoc and the 2nd Armored. As Redxwings and the 2nd Panzer Division hurt hard. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Schwab Hunter Corps could go up here for Redxwings if that is what he's planning. Mech Battle Group Headquarters could also, but you know. They'll receive a quick counterattack for the Western Fuel, and there will be a good idea here. Lieutenant moving in, Puma charging in there, popping smoke screens, basically to save that fog's going to be. Is a courageous move there by Redxwings. 5th cover this person, the other Sturm Punish, and actually keep them all alive for some time, which is actually kind of impressive. Truck keeps milling about, they're apparently not entirely sure what it's supposed to do. So those are some pretty big wins there for Redxwings. I mean, he got a 50 caliber, he took out some infantry, and he got the M20 as well. I mean, that's pretty big. And he didn't actually suffer any casualties in the process either. He can't seem to figure out what he wants to do with that truck. You just also can see in the eastern side now here to Havoc. But he definitely should, you know, try and outmaneuver. Uses now larger numbers to sort of outmaneuver. Oh dear, it might be too late now. Havoc's all pushing for tanks. He's going for the Sherman there. Using the 76mm version. For increased firepower and slightly increased durability. Jaegers, Sturm Pioneers charging westwards there, at least advancing westwards. Sweeping westwards perhaps. East side again. I actually forgotten there, but Redxwings going to get counterattack to them, sort of slow down Havoc there from grabbing it. Bit unfortunate there, I would argue. Nope, by the way, he's capturing his first, grabbing the point, sort of leading to the fuel point. That way, just more directly, just immediately cutting it off, ensuring Redxwings doesn't get any resource from it, and then securing it. So nice over there. Fultry Tomb Husband in here, right from the fire from the Puma. The Fultry and the Sturm Pioneers looking to grab the western fuel point. 5th caliber on the way here. We got the 2nd 5th caliber up here. In fact, we got more 5th calibers out there for Havoc, so it doesn't matter that Redxwings got one. He's got two still. Sherman sitting out there for Havoc. Schwab Hunter calls up here for Redxwings. Still some time before we get any armor up. We've got rifling up there with BARs and handfuls of the suppressed. 5th caliber there suppressing in turn the rifleman. And there goes Sherman charging in again. We only have one Puma here for Redxwings to try and, you know, deal with the Havoc's armor. It's going to be certainly tricky here. Not impossible, but very much tricky. Puma shoots, misses. Penetrates, Sherman shoots and misses the Puma. Shot bounces, Sherman gets a good hit on the Puma, and that could well go down because he doesn't have any smoke on it left, since he already used that. But one, there you go. Take aim there, jamming the turret ring there of the Sherman for a bit, but ultimately did cost him the Puma, and now Redxwings has absolutely no anti-tank weapons. He could go for Panzer Strikes, in theory he had the munitions, but that's about it. That is it, really. Beyond that, Redxwings' resources are, well, a bit tight, a bit limited. He's going for the Kevin, as realised, of course, he's got nothing now with a Puma kaput. Havoc remains in control. We got Rangers out. No, Rangers with cavalry rifle out here for Havoc. Immediately adding the Thompsons there on top of their grease guns. Very good, very good. I do feel like Redxwings could dispatch a bit into the eastern side to his territory there, rather than just, you know, doing what he's doing at the moment, which is just hard focus on one side at a time. I think that's one of the reasons why Havoc's are doing well, because he can sort of just, you know, fight across a larger field. It seems again Redxwings does tend to overfocus. 5th caliber catching the right teams. We've got the 5th caliber back up. The 5th caliber suppressing the first 5th caliber there. That's going to force a retreat there from Redxwings. Launching a counterattack for the center, even as once more Havoc is pushing with the other side. We've got the Jaegers there holding up and heavy cover to ambush the 5th caliber. Might have a chance of taking it out. Maybe killing one of the gunners. There we go. Retreat there from Havoc and the 2nd Armoured. Sherman, they're good to go. Redxwings still have some time off them for and get any tanks out here versus Havoc. And there you go, the Jaegers sticking with the Rifle at long range, forcing retreat. The Resistance moving up, pushing eastwards there. So a bit more progress there without necessarily conceding all of the west at the same time, which is good. That one moves up the Jaegers there from the fuel point. There you go, to back up the Sturmpanzers here. Halfway towards 15 free. If we can get them there, that'd be great here for Redxwings. Got one squad that's actually pretty close. There you go, Rifleman routed. Barbar away, they're still lying abandoned. And now Havoc here is at the 20-minute mark, going for a Dodge truck. Not exactly something you see at this point in the match, but clearly Havoc's got something in plan with it, but the question is what. In this case, it's to pop his newly minted cavalry rifle squad there, to cavalry assault squad, or whatever it's called. Cavalry rifle apparently is there. To sort of charge and use them as sort of a mobile assault unit, that way trying to get up infinite problems fast. It can actually work out quite well. So yeah, swift attack there by Havoc, catching Redxwings off guard, looking to fight the Sturmpanzer. There you go, Strap Punch towards the outer as well. And the Dart truck explodes, leaving several Riflemen in the dead. Another one Johnson, a third one Johnson. Jaeger sounding here might actually chance to wipe the Riflemen's attack, retreat here across negative ground, of course, more importantly past the Jaegers. Sounding in the M20 for resources. That might just save the Rifleman there, or the cavalry Rifleman that he was busy salvaging there. Bit of good luck there for Havoc. Missed opportunity by Redxwings. Got the Panzer IV arriving, that's probably why I was salvaging, just to speed it up a tad. Of course, with the Scavenge active, it would also give him a bit of extra munitions, so yeah, another benefit there. Grenade assault hit quickly, and there we go. Stielhandgranate right into the midst of the Riflemen. Leaving most of the unit alive except for Johnson. The rest, though, are wishing they were Johnson, maybe. Just maybe, at least a bit. I mean, they'll be picking off shrapnels out of their asses for weeks, if not months, if not straight up years. Cavalry Rifle there versus the Jaegers charging ahead here, but taking a lot of damage. They just cross negative ground. Cavalry, in this case, the Panzers out there for Havoc, despite, I would say, slightly unsound assault tactics. Panzer IV is almost done here for Redxwings. The thing is that with 76mm Shermans out there, the Panzer IV model is not going to be too amazing. Since the 76mm Sherman, while not exactly vastly well armoured, I think they're not much tougher. It does have good penetration and good rate of. I mean, in that sense, it does have a good chance as the Panzer IV model. Yay! Alright, Cannon for there, though. In this case, though, good anti-tanks on there stops it. But again, could have considered Panthers as well, which definitely would have enjoyed an upper hand against the 76mm Shermans there from Havoc. Panzer moving up, the shoots, misses, smoking off here from Havoc. Troops suppressed here. As Redxwings brings his requisition 5th go there to bear against the American stop ships as a lieutenant. Again, heavy assault rifle fire here. One close to veteran fleet, and there you go, Lieutenant's about to get wiped out here. Havoc has lost touch, and well, the lieutenant has lost his life. And there you go, veteran fleet Sturmpanzers gets access to the concussive grenade. Now the offensive bonus is veteran 4, though, where they actually gain a significant accuracy bonus, allowing them just to really just murder infantry, or at least just do a lot more damage. You can actually go for another Sherman soon here, Mr. Havoc, and certainly more Shermans right now would be potent here versus Redxwings, since again that just means more firepower, though he could go for Jacksons and Scots as well. Or Shermans and Scots, or Shermans and Jacksons. Digging in by the western viewpoint there is going to force Redxwings to dig him out. He's all heading towards the eastern. We're going to 5th cover there, trying to sort of hold off against such tactics. Having hit the cuff on there, good move by Redxwings. Panzer moving in the rate to support the Sturmpanzers need to get back that fuel point, which it will be needed to do, since the Sturmpanzers can't need to deal with a dug-in rifle squad with bars. There you go, charging. They got Rifle 5th covering up the Bazooka team as well there. So he needs to be faster, since the Sturmpanzer squad, he will not be able to delay the Bazooka team for long. And there you go, he just ends up retreating right away. Doesn't try to buy time here to get the Bazooka team in position there. Panzer IV landing some good hits there for Redxwings and the German army. And these two Jaeger Sturmpanzers there slowly advancing as well. Redxwings are now going to get gaining a good chunk of the map here away from Havoc and the 2nd Armoured Division. Frag grenades for Havoc, of course also smoke grenades. Bazooka team missed the Panzer IV. Ooh, nice hit there. Sherman moving in here. 30 kills, veterans who won. Back here, reinforcement. Could also do a bit of healing with a fresh set of medical supplies. 152 is a 352. 252 point difference between the two is. Sherman eastwards, no anti-tank defences there. But they can't. Oh, now might switch towards us in with our anti-tank defences, plus the Panzer IV. So great for Redxwings there, less fortunate for Havoc, who suddenly finds himself with a lot of unwanted German attention. Sherman down to half health there, so rockets impact upon his armour. Fifth Cavalry needs to get away before it gets annihilated here. And so does the Kedmefer. Panzer I was good to go there for Redxwings. Back with their troops in reinforcing. Schwerer Panzer up good here. Getting ready there, go rifling in the negative cover. Standing out quite aggressively. They also quickly cut down. And there you go, grenade off, wipes up one of Redxwings. Two Pioneer squad after the first one to get wiped out. Other two that are veteran 3 rifle squad almost annihilated in return, but they do survive. And in the east, the Major though may pay the butcher's bill here in person, as the Jaegers come with a very large bill with his name on it, it seems. Got the east and a fuel point back. Got both fuel points. They can soon follow up with another Panzer IV. Again, he could consider Panthers. Havoc meanwhile those committing to more Shermans. More Shermans. No repair pioneers here could be considered there for Redxwings. Two pioneers standing about might want to lay down some mines, I guess, to slow down his opponent's advances. And we got an Osman here for Redxwings. He's certainly focusing on the infantry, not necessarily bad, but I feel like this really definitely necessitates the Panthers, since always again it's going to be 2 Panzer IVs, 1 Panzer IV and 2 Shermans. What does the Kedmevs? They can't necessarily always be there. So it could get slightly ugly there for Redxwings depending on how, but there you go. Sturm Pioneers ready free dealing here with the Riflemen, but they do get suppressed in the end, and that's going to force retreat here. And more important, it's going to force response from the rest of Redxwings forces to prevent that further from you escalating. Just for example, say a lost field point. Kedmev is creeping about in the east. Osman almost done, but we do get the second Sherman ready here for Havoc. Increasing the potency of his armoured forces with another tank. Panther up against the Rifleman, blasting away there. Sherman's opening up there, Panther IV down to half health. And the Panther IV goes down, and now it's just got an Osman versus 2 Shermans. And again, the 7.6mm Sherman has much higher penetration, meaning it's a much bigger threat to the Moldier Panther IV, which does, you know, rely a fat chunk on its heavier armor, which again the 7.6mm Shermans negate. So the Osman in this regard does leave Redxwings somewhat vulnerable, and does mean that Havoc, despite, you know, some earlier setbacks, now have a chance of getting back into this match. So Redxwings gonna have to work a bit harder here, and he's slightly gonna need a Panther or Yak Panthers. He may also have need of his third Kevin for meanwhile, since again those Shermans can lead a lot of firepower. More importantly, Havoc can get out more Shermans easily compared to how easily Redxwings get out another tank at the moment. So what will Redxwings do here? His Jaeger squad there wiped out with the Sherman. Also, we're going for the squishy infantry targets, not bad. We've got the bazooka teams opening up. Probably should focus that one down. Maybe see if we can't get them to drop some of those bazookas for the German army. Bazookas there flying through the skies and missing spectacularly. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Need to fix up the flak panzer. Rifleman setting up the cavalry rifleman. Mines down. 5th cavalry there. Almost got the bait into the 5th cavalry, but certainly make Havoc's western push a bit sad. There you go, suppressed here. Half expecting 3 full up to the rifleman there. Cavalry rifleman up close, they're going to lose out though, since the cavalry rifleman, you know, have a lot of firepower. In this case, the 5th cavalry saved today for them. Sturm has been to hose up the clean up the reigning rifleman. Back here in the east, pushing up forwards there. Sherman's hanging back. It looks like Havoc's going to launch an assault here to maybe unhinge. Well, what little is left of Redxwings' right flank, which is really weak. Got the Osman up, Sturm upon his Jaegers, but he's still lacking armor. He really, I think, needs a Panther, Yak Panther soon. Kedming up here, but only one with Kedming's 2 Shermans is going to fall a bit short. Got a penetrating hit here. Segment Kevin needs to get in there as well. It is running in from the north. Slight risk of the Jägerswing, we can't help deal with Havoc's infantry as well. We got 152 to 286. Austrian might be need to help keep the Kevin free there from the infantry. And there you go, more hits on the Sherman. Rifling up in heavy light cover there, but getting glassed with the Austrian. Half health, less than half health. Sherman also taking that with the Kevin for about 8 veteran 3, very good there. Ralph's got retreating in the face of the Mexico Flak Panzer. And on the west here we got 5th caliber holding off a 5th caliber. Back here, troops healing, reinforcing. Looks like he's setting up for the Panther because he's not going for the Panther 4 now, has gone for the Yak Panzer. So when a Panther certainly in some ways be the better choice, of course, with sufficient large numbers from Havoc and his Sherman, it's going to still be a bit tricky since if they can't get close to the Panther's armor, it's going to mean a lot less, and they're just going to have, you know, superior firepower. So it's going to come down to Redxwings handling his Panther, then very cautiously mining as many approaches as possible to make it hard for him just to rush and, you know, basically keep the Panther at range. Because again, at this stage, the Panther's range can be what's going to win this match if it has a chance of it. Because again, at that stage, you know, it has the best penetration range and also the best armor at range. So again, if you keep it at range, the Panther should have a decent chance versus triple Shermans. But again, if he gets it close, they can just, you know, easily just hammer it down because again, at that stage, the armor is less effective. Flak Panzer veterans 1, 5 kills. Troops are reinforcing. Very close to the Panzer Kampfwagen 5. 5th Gov versus Rifleman in the east. Very close to veteran 3 there. Smoke's been off. Nice time there by Havoc. There we go, another Sherman that puts Havoc at triple Shermans. And the Redxwings might have 1 Panther again. I mean, that's going to be a lot of tanks. And the thing is, like, for every, you know, 2 shots a Panther can out, these 3 will roughly get out, you know, 6 shots. And depending on veterancy, you know, might even get 7 out. Or more. Slowly. Got the folks go up there, bit of a loss to Redxwings. Got the Panther on the way there. Artillery raining down. They're home to get some watch. At least got 1 wipe. Almost got a second one there. Can they get the last one? No. They do get away there. Still, bit of application of pain there on him, but still, he needs mines down. He needs to break up any armored assault. In this regard, mines tend to be one of your better options. He's just robbing such an armored assault of any momentum because, I mean, this is going to be an assault. I mean, if he actually also then tosses combined arms into it, that could be even worse when they actually keeps him too close because then they get an even higher rate of fire. At that point, again, the Panther's really going to be absolutely just short on firepower. So it'll be interesting to see though what Havoc does and what Redxwings does. I mean, again, a few mines here, then you just sort of cover as many approaches as possible, and overall just mines, and then keeping the Fulton, which is getting close to the Panthers again. Against got some Panzerfaust to back it up, because again, it's really just going to come down to like, can he keep the Shermans like at arm's length? Because if he can't, that Panther might be in for some trouble. So there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 out there for Redxwings. Rifleman up the west side, veteran 2 there. Jump on Jigs with the rifle variations in the west. Flak Panzer moving up as well there. How's they collapsing maybe? Close, but not quite. Camera Rifleman pushing at the 5th cover there. Jumping ahead here, big armoured spearhead there. Do any mines start? We do have one, so need to be careful there. Panther, okay, moving up. Keep the Panther at bay, Redxwings distance. We also got combined arms, infantry peeking up. They're keeping the Shermans to fire up. And there you go, they just blasting away the Austrian down. Panther, you can notice that he's getting absolutely pummeled there. Again, the Shermans just have such a high rate of fire, particularly the ones with the high veterancy. And they're just pummeling the Panther down there, just doing so much damage. Got 1 Sherman, they need to keep the Panther at bay, but they get caught up there by the retreat point, exposing the Panther's rear, and the Shermans take it out there. Grenades going off here, clearing up like Kednaffer. A completely brutal assault here. I mean, Havoc did lose a lot here, but Redxwings also losing a lot in return. Like Kev's about to get wiped up with the Shermans. Kev kind of backing up. We got still the whole radio net ability they're providing support, which of course also boosts the rate of fire, but not as much as combined arms. So we actually got to see combined arms assault, perhaps not perfectly executed, but it was executed somewhat, and it did take out Panther in part. Though again, part of it's just Redxwings did manage to get enough distance between the 3 Shermans and the Panther first. Had he been able to keep better than just not got stuck up here, that would have been, I think, a chance for the Panther to survive. Instead, it didn't quite pan out there. So Kev's being destroyed, and now Redxwings really does not have a lot to stop here, and Havoc is just piling on the tanks now. Back here, troops reinforcing. Sherman almost done. close to veteran fleet. Flanking the 5th Cavalry with the Sturm Pioneers. And there you go, nice hits. Still the situation for Redxwings and the 2nd Panzerdivision is looking a bit grim. Sturm Pioneers almost got the 5th Cavalry, almost, and goes down. Sherman moves in, his Sturm Pioneers simply force her out. As the Sherman comes charging at them like a stampeding bull right out of a China shop, which just destroyed all of the China. 5th Cavalry, there's a rifle, 5th Cavalry there. Reasons bring up to cover the flank in case of a surprise Panther attack out of the, I don't know, trees, but that's not happening. China falling up there for Havoc. Sherman's almost good to go again. Redxwings is playing a desperate game of catch-up here versus Havoc. Not looking too outstanding there. Not looking too outstanding. Captain as well there for Havoc. Captain as well. Salvaging whatever he can for extra fuel and munitions to speed up, say, another Panzer IV or Yak Panzer Panther, whatever he wants to. Go for it again with that many Shermans. Oh, he almost had a chance to take out the crew on the Sherman and steal it. Close one there for Redxwings. Thumbs up for just trying that. Thumbs up. Oh, had they worked out that he would definitely, I think, have a solid chance maybe swing the game a bit further in his favour. But sadly, Havoc was fast enough to realise there might be some danger there.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Theft aborted. There you go, Yak Panzer for Redxwings, and the 2nd Panzer need to crew up the Shermans there. I guess charging at the crouch once more. Yak Panzer halfway done. Then the 5th Cavalry's there. Shermans moving up. Mines down. Jaegers need to retreat and need to retreat fast. Yak Panzer almost done. 50 holding up troops. Got the Sherman in there from the west, from the east towards the west. Yak Panzer almost done there for Redxwings. His Lieutenants are being routed here as Havoc charges forwards there. Yak Panzer almost in. So we did not salvage the Panther with a bit of extra fuel and munitions, and Sandy has managed to get more mines down. Hitting the Sherman there. There you go. Yak Panzer out for Redxwings. Unit wiped out there. That was his, I guess, Jaegers. A bit the just there quite explosively. We got 72 versus 218. Havoc now has, I think, a definite upper hand here versus Redxwings. 68. 66. He has barely any infantry left, a few support weapons, and that's it. And there you go, Redxwings surrenders, realising the futility of further fighting versus the Americans, and of course wishes to spare his men of any further suffering, obviously. But there you go, a spectacular violent 1 versus 1 here with some interesting strategy there from Redxwings. It was close at times at the end. There were a few things lacking there. Definitely should have used the munitions better, like, you know, perhaps penetrating the Sturms up with armor, or just more mines. I think they've done a lot there to help, you know, bereave Havoc and so on the momentum he had at times, and particularly again, had that Panther been able to keep the distance better as all those Shermans. I think he would have had a better chance with this. Well, some issues there for Redxwings, still a very interesting strategy, some interesting plays, but in the end, a few tactical errors here that just sort of cost him in the longer run there. It's just Havoc steam piled on him there with the large chunk of Shermans. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell a friend, tell a family, and of course support me by doing so. And of course, you wish to support me further, wish to now keep doing this day after day, do consider donating or pledge on Patreon. Every little bit that helps me to keep doing this day after day, so any support you can offer is most appreciated. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice running episode. Bye.